The seminar today is Birds in the KAUST campus, Challenges and Solutions for Biodiversity Conservation. Marika, our speaker today, in her current position is tasked with developing and executing sustainable strategies to preserve and safeguard the region's biodiversity. With almost 10 years of experience, Marika has primarily worked with non-governmental organizations on biodiversity and conservation projects around the world. She is committed to raising environmental awareness and has actively participated in community outreach and engagement campaigns, as well as environmental education and voluntary actions to promote sustainable practices, address environmental issues, and remediate impacts. Marika holds a master's in environmental science and management from the University of Ghent in Belgium. Thank you so much, Marika, for accepting our invitation. The floor is yours.
Thank you for having me. Hi, my name is Marika, as Malinelli just said, and today I'm going to talk about birds in the KAUST campus, their challenges, and some of our actions and initiatives for their biodiversity conservation. This is a part of Fall 2020. Engaged in professions such as in fisheries and in beekeeping, it was only natural for me to pursue a career in environmental studies. After completing my bachelor's degree in marine sciences, I earned a master's degree in environmental. For nearly 4 years now with my family, and my current position is biodiversity coordinator with Health and Safety Department of the university. In the next part of this presentation, I will try to demonstrate why I consider myself hope you can hear me now. So our agenda today, it will be divided in 5 parts. In the first part, I will talk about the importance of biodiversity and the role of birds in that. I will talk specifically about KAUST and our birds. I will talk about the challenges, the global ones and the local ones that birds face, and also some of our initiatives and actions here in KAUST. And then following, I will talk about our future plans. And if you're interested, I will show you how you can get involved and take part on our actions. So why is biodiversity important? Biodiversity is critical for the following reasons. First of all, is for the ecosystem functions that provides us all with very essential elements like food, air, water, whatever you can name it is biodiversity behind. The presence of variety of species at an ecosystem ensures that this environment will be stable and very resilient to climate change and all these natural disasters that we are facing. Biodiversity also contributes to genetic diversity, which is essential for the survival and evolution of the species. Biodiversity supports various industries such as agriculture, fisheries, forestry, and tourism, of course. It's very important for human well-being, as I just referred, like we depend on it for all our essential resources. Also, it holds an aesthetic and cultural value, and it provides us with recreational opportunities, and it will give us a cultural identity. It gives a cultural identity. For Saudi Arabia, biodiversity is very critical because both Saudi Vision 2030 and Saudi Green Initiative, they emphasize in the importance of the protection of natural habitats and wildlife. And also it's very important for the promotion of the sustainable development of ensuring its natural resources. There have been many steps actually the past years towards this, and Saudi Arabia actually through these initiatives they have managed to protect natural habitats that are so important, and also they are in the process of rehabilitating and restoring impacted ecosystems. Another benefit from biodiversity for Saudi Arabia can be the concept of ecotourism, because this is a multi-billion concept, like globally, and it can be something that the country can benefit from. For KAUST HSC, our main scope and in our biodiversity strategy is to conserve, to protect, and appreciate the KAUST local ecosystems while supporting the kingdom's endeavors. What is the role of the birds in an ecosystem? So, birds play a very important role in maintaining the balance of ecosystems generally. A few of the ecosystem services include the seed dispersal, which helps in the growth of other plants and trees in different areas, carrying the seeds from place to place. Pollen is the pollination. Of course, some bird species, we know that they feed on nectar and play a very key role in ecosystems with the pollination of the flowers, which is essential, of course, for the reproduction of many plant species. They act as natural pest control. For example, we have birds like owls or eagles that can control the population of many rodents and insects in some areas, and that will prevent, from overgrazing and damages in crops and other vegetation. They protect very important habitats such as wetlands, and again from overgrazing, like from snails. If actually in the absence of birds in these habitats, it would be very possible that the wetlands become a mudflat through the overgrazing of these snails or periwinkles, for example. They play a very important role in nutrient cycling, as they decompose dead plants and dead animals, and then they excrete in this waste and fertilize the soil. They also play a very important and key role in the transferring the nutrients to the ocean, where it's very hard. It's a very hard process. And also they act as indicator species, so for a balanced ecosystem. So wherever we see species, for example, like raptors, we can imagine that wherever we can see raptors, the ecosystem is actually very stable because it means that it has a very stable prey base. So they have a lot of many animals and species to be fed on. Or geese and ducks, for example, for a wetland ecosystem means that the food chain in this ecosystem is actually working efficiently, and ducks and geese will be fed on plants and other invertebrates. KAUST is home to a very diverse range of bird species. Here are some numbers that give an idea of the bird life at KAUST. Over 250 bird species have been recorded at KAUST, which is 50% of the total number of species that have been recorded in the country itself. The campus is located along the Red Sea flyway, which is a major migration route. And more than 70% of the bird species that we have here that have been recorded here in KAUST are actually migratory. We have 5 invasive species. We have 4 recorded species and they are threatened, and 12 species that have been recorded in KAUST are nearly threatened based on the IUCN Red List. One of them is actually, we can see it very often here in KAUST, is the Eurasian curlew. It's the one on top. So the top 10 most recorded species here in KAUST are common mynas, the laughing doves, house sparrows, spur-winged lapwings, white spectacled bulbuls, Candice plovers, cattle egrets, western reef egrets, rock doves, and shooty-gulls. The 4 primary locations for birding in KAUST are golf course. The golf course has a variety of habitats that actually they are very unusual for this region because they are very multi-ranged, and they have wooded areas and wetlands, and more specifically, the water birds are attracted to the wetlands, the lakes that we have in the golf course. The large trees, for them, like the attraction goes for cormorants and larger herons will go there. And wooded areas, they offer safe haven for migratory species to sit there and rest. They also offer food because we have many plant species there. So insects, these plant species attract the insects, and of course they provide food and more invertebrates in the soil. The other location that we have is the cycling and walkway through the mangroves. We can see here there like a very diverse vegetation with mangroves, bushes, and other native plants, which attract more like shorebirds and seabirds in the area. The King Abdullah Monument area, and which is in the nature conservation area. It has, again, very different habitats for different species. So when we go more close to the shore, we will see all the shorebirds and, terns, seagulls. And then in the trees or in the mangroves, someone can see like large herons or spoonbills. And also, like while taking your car and driving there, sometimes on the lamps you will see like western ospreys just chilling, there. It's also a very, very busy area during the migratory seasons. And finally, the South Beach, which is the shorebirds that we see. They will go there like every morning. And there is also a bird hide there, and the best time that you can go is like when the sea level is high. You can see the most species in this location. So birds face a range of threats globally, including their habitat loss from anthropogenic human activities, such as deforestation, urbanization, and agriculture. Then, of course, rising temperatures, changes in precipitation patterns, and adverse weather events affecting the birds, like and they have to change their breeding and migration patterns. Then another very important threat for birds are invasive species, which they getting introduced in the new habitats, and then they compete with the native species in terms of food and space. Most of the times they win as well. Another threat is hunting and trapping. This is with the years, it's getting more limited. Like it used to be very high here in Saudi Arabia as well, like for pet trade. And this is how most of the invasive species that the country has, like they came here. We have the plastic and the chemical pollutions, sorry. Chemical pollution coming from pesticides or herbicides, which can affect birds both in direct way with mass killings or in indirect way because of course they're reducing their food, from invertebrates or plants, etc. And for the poor seabirds, we have also another threat, which is overfishing, which degrades the whole marine habitats and the livestock, and of course leaves them without food. In our campus, there are 3 more often recorded incidents, and they are linked with, first of all, bird strikes from vehicle collisions, while flying, a bird while flying or walking on a street, or especially chicks, they will have an accident with a car. The next challenge is linked with buildings and infrastructure. I think that all of us have seen like a bird hitting on a window and then lying on the floor. And then finally, another important challenge for bird populations here in KAUST are invasive species. I just showed you before that common mynas are all around the university. And actually, this means that because we see them in very large numbers, they have competed and succeeded in outspacing many native species in terms of food and for space. Have you also seen how they behave? They go like a mafia, ghetto. Another species that is like in very large numbers, invasive species here in KAUST, and it causes many problems, are cats, because they are very, very efficient hunters, and also even if they are very well fed, they will still go for it. Our local conservation initiatives and actions include, like with health, safety, and environment. We have given trainings the past years to service providers in order for them to be able to identify and to protect bird nests during their work. Sorry. During their work, and reducing also the risk of distraction of the birds. So while they're doing that and they know how to protect the birds on the field, they have also, this has led us to a very successful nesting monitoring database, which we are very thankful for. And we have also, the past year, we have set up many bird appreciation tools, such as standing binoculars in the golf area and in a nature conservation area and the camp. We have set up some bird cameras. We have also set up a bird feeding station where there is a camera broadcasting. It will be online very, very soon for everyone to see. We have also suggested a number of good practices to the horticulture guidelines, some changes that consider bird nests as very important bird habitats. And we have managed, I think, to reduce a bit the risk of nest destruction during the gardening and the landscaping activities. And also we have been working closely with this team to efficiently use their chemicals, their pesticides, let's say, and in order to preserve as much insect population as possible by the integrated pest management. As a solution to a number of bird kill incidents in campus buildings due to window collisions, as I explained before, that was a very significant cause of mortality for birds here in KAUST. We have suggested bird window deflectors to the FM team, and also we have successfully set up a nest to protect birds from going inside the fan in the tower that is located between building 4 and 5. Finally, we have created many educational materials the past years that have helped the community identify and appreciate all the species that we have here in KAUST, and also encourage them, to go out there and look for them. Our future plans for birds in KAUST and beyond include, first of all, to tackle the issue of bird strikes in the roads. So for that matter, we are in collaboration. We have started a project with the KAUST school and we have set up something that is called like bird strikes monitoring. So we try to be out there checking where we have the accidents, why we have the accidents. And we hope that we have enough data to, take prevent measures such as warning signs, or, reduced limit of the cars, velocity, speed limits. Another vital aspect of bird conservation is, of course, the protection of the bird nest. And to help people to better understand, how to protect the bird nest and how to protect injured birds or, small chicks, because we get this post very often in the community Facebook page. We had this accident, how to act, or whom should I call? So we are currently preparing a lot of DIY videos and a lot of information videos for YouTube. It will be under the biodiversity series in HSC YouTube page, where we will try to explain all these matters and bring some awareness. Finally, we have in our agenda a lot of many plans about more awareness, environmental awareness campaigns for biodiversity generally and for birds. And we have planned more and more educational programs in the future. So we need all hands on deck to protect KAUST unique ecosystems. Because as they say in the bird world, if you ain't tweeting, you ain't helping. So if we still want to, for KAUST to, for KAUST birds to call it home, and for, the other ones to have a home to come back to, the migratory ones, I encourage you to, take part in our actions and help us if it's possible. And yeah, thank you so much for your attention.